At the height of his sporting fame, Usain Bolt was said to be earning more than $30 million per year. And Bolt, who still holds the world record for the 100 meters at 9:58, set back in 2009, knows how to spend those millions. The Jamaican is known to spend lavishly, and why not? I mean, you can't take it with you, right? Today we're discussing Usain Bolt's rich lifestyle and how he spends his millions. First up, we're talking about his restaurant in Jamaica called Tracks and Records, which doesn't exactly roll off the tongue. Bolt's flagship restaurant in Kingston, Jamaica, gives fans a taste of life on the island. The website claims, "The moment you step through our doors and smell the aromas of our menu, you'll be tantalized. From our pickins and yamins to our traditional soups and salads, the jerk pan, our Bolt-inspired burgers, and other signature dishes." Opened in April 2011, it was thought that Bolt plowed up to $1 million into the venture, which also opened a location in London in 2018. The London spot, however, was forced to close thanks to UK lockdowns during COVID, but the Kingston spot, which consists of a Jamaica-infused menu, a 10-foot wide screen showing Bolt's greatest hits, and a bar and lounge area, is still going strong. And it is thought that Bolt even made a profit on the restaurant franchise after selling the majority of his shares to Downsound Records CEO Joe Bogdanovich back in 2016. Have you dined at Tracks and Records? Next up, we're discussing his property. Stay tuned. During his short stint as a pro footballer in Australia, Bolt lived in a $2.17 million mansion in Gosford while playing in the A-League, which was the definition of opulence. Of course, he was only renting as he was only there a short while, but the home, named the Sky House, featured an outdoor living space more luxurious than most people's homes. With more than 1,000 square meters of living space, it also featured a top-of-the-range kitchen with built-in meal appliances, as well as a private balcony, huge bathrooms, and guest bedrooms and bathrooms. The pad also included huge gates and a garage big enough for 3 cars, as well as a private outdoor spa. The Lightning Bolt now lives in Jamaica in a $2.65 million mansion, and he has easy access to the running track at the University of the West Indies, as he lives just down the road. The spot is right on the water and has access to the Caribbean, and has all the mod cons you would associate with a multimillionaire athlete. The fastest man in history is also known to host lavish parties at the mansion, as there have been numerous noise complaints from neighbors. He also owns a not-so-secret anymore hideaway in the Bahamas on Rum Cay Island. Where would you guys live if you had the choice? Let's have a look at what he keeps in those garages then. Being the fastest man alive means you're probably not going to settle for a slow ride, right? Right. And Bolt has a ton of supercars at his disposal. Whilst he's known to be a fan of the Nissan GTR, the company gifted him with a very special $177,000 MY15 GTR, which was one of just 2 ever made. The other one was auctioned off for a charity of the Jamaican superstar's choice. Pretty epic. He also owns a black GTR, worth just over $100,000. But it isn't just Nissans he has a special affinity for. He also owns a Ferrari convertible, which looks very similar to a Mustang, as well as a Ferrari 458 Italia, worth almost $300,000, and a Ferrari F430, just for good measure. Pretty cool. And the luxury cars don't stop there. He's known to be a fan of the smooth BMW M3, which he famously wrote off back in 2009. We just hope he keeps his eyes on the road. What is your favorite supercar? Give us your thoughts down below. Next up, we're discussing his world-famous parties. As we briefly mentioned earlier, Usain Bolt's parties are the stuff of legend, and the man knows how to do them right. At one point in time, he was hosting so many shindigs that Sean Paul, the Jamaican rapper extraordinaire, actually had to call the cops to make a noise complaint. Not very gangsta behavior. Bolt himself is known to jump on the decks from time to time during his lavish parties, and has splurged on top-of-the-range DJ equipment worth around $10,000. And it's not just at home he lives it up either. He's a regular visitor to some of Jamaica's top night spots, and once even paid $13,800 for a bottle of vodka at Drama nightclub in the English capital, London. Private jets are next on the agenda. Stick around. Of course, with almost $100 million in the bank, it's hard for Usain to be convinced to travel economy, even if it would be beneficial to the environment. The legendary sprinter prefers to shell out on private jets, offering complete privacy and never-ending comforts. It's thought when Bolt travels overseas, he rents his own PJ, and starting at around $4,000 per hour, these trips can get very costly. We're discussing his philanthropy next. Don't go anywhere. Obviously, it would be unfair of us to talk about how Bolt spends his millions without mentioning the stellar charity work he does. And after one of his insane parties, which he actually makes money on by charging entry, etc., Bolt donated $4 million to renovate a local health center in his native Jamaica. The athlete also founded the Usain Bolt Foundation back in 2010, which, according to World Athletics, aims to create opportunities through education and cultural development. The foundation foundation has invested millions of dollars, particularly in Jamaica, into community development projects that enhance the health and education of the young people involved. And back in 2015, he handed out $1.7 million to his old school, as well as sports equipment, which he hopes will help produce the next, well, him. He's also built a multi-sports playing field in Jamaica, as well as a pediatric cardiac surgery for kids. What a guy. I mean, you can't really begrudge a man spending so much on his own lavish lifestyle if he's prepared to give back to his community, right? What do you guys make of Bolt's charitable donations? Let us know below. Next up, we're discussing a furry friend. There used to be an urban myth that Usain Bolt could outrun some large cats, but although that's nonsense, he has, in fact, adopted the world's fastest animal. In 2009, during a visit to Kenya, he decided to shell out $13,000 to formally adopt an abandoned cub, which he is thought to still sponsor to this day. And the upkeep doesn't come cheaply either. He shells out around $3,000 a year just for the now fully grown cheetah's food and shelter cost at the sanctuary the big cat now calls home. There's something poetic about the world's fastest man adopting the world's fastest animal. Beautiful, really. Do you guys adopt any animals? So what's he up to these days? Well, as we know, Bolt retired back in 2017, and after a short stint in professional football in Australia, has decided to put all of his efforts into his business endeavors. One of the most decorated Olympians of all time, Bolt has been involved with his aforementioned restaurant franchise, plus a line of razors called Champion Shave Incorporated. And more recently, he's launched a company called Bolt Mobility, which rents out eco-friendly scooters via an aptly named phone app, the Bolt Chariot. Since retiring, he's been quoted as saying, "Everyone is aware that I've retired from sports. I am now a full-time businessman and will continue to do my best in whatever ventures I pursue." Good for you, Usain. And finally, Bolt will be appearing at this year's Soccer Aid. Stay with us. The annual Soccer Aid event, created by Robbie Williams and Jonathan Wilkes, will be taking place again this year with the aim of raising money for UNICEF. And our man, Usain, will be making an appearance on the World 11 team, where he'll be captioning the side. The event is set to take place on Sunday, June 12th at West Ham's London Stadium, and will see Bolt line up against ex-footballers such as Jamie Carragher and Joe Cole, as well as actor Damian Lewis and fellow runner Mo Farah. Bolt's team will consist of ex-France footballer Patrice Evra, as well as comedian Lee Mack, who mustn't have been able to get a game on the English team, and Line of Duty actor Martin Compston, who as a Scotsman will no doubt be desperate to get one over on the old enemy. The Soccer Aid event has raised millions of pounds for UNICEF since its inception in 2006, and Bolt, who scored in the event back in 2019, will be hoping to add to his total this time out. As always, thanks for dropping by today, and remember to tune in next time when we'll be discussing all sorts of different bits and pieces. Why not do us a solid by liking and sharing today's video with any Bolt fans you know of, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Bye guys!